What is up, everyone? Tim Town. We are live, waiting for Dee to get on. How is everybody doing? We are going to talk about how to clone yourself with AI today. Now, we've been flirting with AI for quite some time, actually, before it became super popular. But in reality, you see a lot of people doing things wrong. So we're going to talk about that. Some other things that are coming up because believe it or not, I'm thinking fall already. If anyone drops by, feel free to leave a comment or say hi. I'm going to just give it a couple minutes here for Dee to get on, and we will jump in. So, one moment. Okay, one moment. Okay, Dee's having a little difficulties getting on. Nobody's on yet, so we're good. One person, welcome. How are you? Who's here today? Feel free to say hi. If you have a question, we can bring you up on the screen if you'd like. Let me know if you have any questions. We have a program, 52 Creator Challenge, and we are halfway through the year, of course, a little more. And where are you guys with that? So we're going to discuss that. I'm going to tell you where we are and what we've been doing all year. Pretty exciting news for everyone that is part of the challenge. If you came into the challenge late, you can make up. I'm waiting for Dee to pop on, so one moment. But you can always get into the challenge if for some reason you don't know how. First of all, go to our Facebook page and or group. I'll put it right here. Boop, 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 right here. And that is the Link Boss, spelled Lynk. You can find us there. And again, you can also go to 52 Creator Challenge and join the challenge. So welcome once again. If you have a question, feel free to say hi. What's this? Let's put that there real quick. Okay. And if you have a question, feel free to put it in the comments. All right, we're going to just jump on. Hey, John, good morning, brother. Jubilant John. Matter of fact, John's a creator too, co-owner, co-founder of Jubilant Careers, and he's doing some amazing stuff as well, which we're gonna showcase some of our creators, especially this fall. So for those of you that want to participate in that, let us know. Still waiting for Dee to get on. If not, I'm going to do this. One moment here. And there he is. All right. Good morning, Dee Dipple. How are you?
Yeah, buddy, doing good, man. Doing good.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to change my audio. One moment.
Let me. Yeah, sorry. It's been a hot
No,
minute.
you're fine, brother. Hang on.
It wouldn't let me in.
All right, I can hear you now. All right. So welcome. We're going to talk about AI. We're not going to go real long today because we just want to touch on this as to how you can utilize AI in your business to really clone yourself. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, what we're doing with some of the things that we're working on. One of which is a program called Contractor Pages, and Contractor Pages helps homeowners and contractors come together in a unique and better working environment. Now, remember, folks, when you're a creator, you want to be able to create things that solve a problem. And if it's already out there, what can you do differently? If you're just going to redo something like somebody making a Facebook would be really stupid because you're not going to get a foothold. But if you made a Facebook platform that's better, and it can't be better just because you think so, that's okay. Like if it's truly better. Hey, Dee, what's your thought on the Twitter thing right now?
Like you mean like the rebranding the X?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I just can't imagine anybody as smart as Elon Musk is, just like GoDaddy, what GoDaddy did. Why would you change a brand
That's
that everyone knows? All they see is that bird and they automatically know what that is.
right.
When X is associated to multiple things, it means no, it means stop, it means porn, you name it. Why would you want to do that? I just can't even imagine
I,
it.
I can't even imagine either, especially when you spend all that money on the brand. Like what did he buy? He bought the brand. You know what
Yes,
I mean? And I mean, if that was the case, why not just start X from nothing and save the $42 billion or whatever the heck it was? You know what I mean?
exactly.
I don't understand it.
Exactly. Now it's a private company, so he doesn't have any naysayers, but I don't think it was smart. Hey, it's Elon Musk.
Right,
He could probably pull it off, who's to say? But
right.
I just don't think it was smart. Um, I've seen other companies do it, and it's that makes me know that it's a bad idea. But time will tell, right?
No, 100%, 100%. But like, no, that really that made no sense to me either. So I'm kind of got my popcorn and kind of waiting to see how that's going to turn out.
Exactly. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna dive into the subject matter is AI, and I want to debunk some things that are out there like everything's going to be AI. The end of the day, AI is an enhancement tool, and it can replace people. Yes. Is it going to replace some jobs? Yeah. You and I talked about it yesterday.
Yep.
I think photographers are definitely, could be a problem.
Yeah, graphics artists, that kind of
Graphic artists for sure. We just did some cover design that was all done by AI that was superior to works in the past that I spent a lot of money on. So the other thing AI is really good at doing is research. Now, you got to be a little cautious because some have said, I don't know all of this if it's true or not, but it comes down to prompting, and I'm going to come down to that or talk about that in a moment. But we were told that, well, AI at times will make things up if it can't find it. Well, that's dangerous, right?
yeah, 100%.
So what you got to do, and when it comes to AI, you got to be very good at prompting. Prompting means telling it to do something. We're not going to do this today, but we're going to show you examples of prompting with different platforms, different AI, as to how you really do that, right? But it really comes down to prompting. So with me, when I was doing research for something that we're working on, when I prompted it, I basically said, make sure it's factual data and do not bring in anything that is not true, right? So
Right.
it can't make anything up. So you can set the rules for chat, or you can set the rules for Dolly or Midjourney. And for those that don't know what Midjourney is, again, we're going to go deeper into this. And for those of you that think, oh, AI doesn't really refer to me, if you're a creator, it refers to you. So stay tuned, pay attention, trust me on that. This is not going to go away. Now,
No, no, absolutely not. I mean, we're just on the cusp of it.
oh, and let me tell you, I'm super impressed with a lot of things that are, we have a hybrid that we call Frankie, and it's just amazing what it already can do. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to AI, you're now going to be able to clone yourself. You're going to do mundane tasks. If you want, you Google AI as an assistant scheduling a haircut. That's AI working with voice. To give you an example, the girl on the other end, and I think we've done this before where we brought it in. I'll bring it in next time. But she literally does not know she's not talking to a human being.
Right. That was just
So,
crazy.
so you may ask, well, what is AI going to do? So let me explain some examples. Can you imagine this? When I say imagine this is in 6 months. This is possibly already. It already is in certain companies like Dubai. But This is going to happen within 6 months to a year for sure. Imagine calling a restaurant, and let's just use a local one. Throw me one. Whatever. Guppy's. Hi, I'm looking to reserve a table for Friday. Sure. How many is in your party? There's going to be 8 of us. Great. Let me see. All of a sudden, okay, it looks like we have openings. What time were you looking for? I would like to have it at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Okay, we have an opening for 6 o'clock as of now. Would that work for you? Yes. Okay, your party's name? Tim Town or Town, whatever, right?
Right.
Okay, great. We have you booked for 6 o'clock. Please, if you're going to not make it, if you could call us a day in advance, we would appreciate it. Is that okay? Yes. Okay, we're happy to see you. You're reserved for Friday. Hope to see you. And you hang up. That can all be done with AI now. It's intuitive. It understands. It knows tonality. It knows if I'm having an issue. Well, let's say, well, geez, 6 o'clock doesn't work for me. Well, how about 6:30? We have an opening for 6:30. That AI is going to know when the openings are, and it has all of the rules and parameters already built in, and you're never going to know that you're speaking to AI.
No, it's crazy. But like you hit on it earlier, like, is it going to, like, how's it going to affect jobs? It's always going to be a net game. Like, because you might lose some jobs on this end, but you're probably going to gain a lot of tech support and a lot of, IT and some other jobs on the back end. So like, where's it all shake out, or how's it going to go? We don't know the answer to that yet.
Here's the deal. You're going to have prompt specialists. You're going to have what's called prompt technicians.
Right.
Okay. That all their job is to really get the AI to be dialed in. Spartera, that's what we're going to be doing. Okay.
Right.
Is dialing in the AI. AI has opened up the door. There's not to talk money, but there's multiple companies right now that have made millions with AI. One of which is Hyros. Hyros, or what is it? Ellen Becker just sold Hyros for 100 million, 110 million, somewhere in that.
Right.
One of my fact checkers needs to look that up. Just look up Alex and Hyros, Hyros. Just exited at 100 million. When it comes to you and I, we're specializing in the small 1 to 10 range, right? Not large companies. Someday, are we going to flirt with that? I don't know.
Right.
I have a coach right now that says when you get to certain levels, you have a new brain, right? Think about it now. The D-Dipple today is thinking differently in business than the D-Dipple 20 years ago. Yes?
Oh, 100%.
And it's because of experiences. It's because now you know what you need and want. So you have a new brain now. You have a new way of looking at things. You have a new way of executing. And even myself, with Frankie, we said, hey, we need a way to execute a lot faster, a lot harder, a lot stronger. Where are our weaknesses? And it just dumped all these things that were very good points, not just regurgitated stuff that Google gives you. You can, there's another fallacy that people say, well, isn't that what Google does? You just ask Google. No. All Google is doing is reading websites.
That's exactly right.
Where AI, artificial intelligence, it's actually got intelligence behind it. It's doing research, not necessarily in websites. It's going into actual books that are online, books that maybe we don't even have resource or that it's available to us that they have in. Then they have these mega brain servers that they tap into, such as PubMed and stuff like that. You have these mega servers that have all this data. That's what it's tapping into. And it's intelligent to decipher, to think, to reason. That's what makes it so compelling. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do to leverage AI. So now we know what AI is. It is truly intelligent, and it works 7 days a week, 24/7, right?
Right.
If you get the pro version of Chat GPT 4, it's going to do a lot more, right? But if you're a programmer, and by the way, folks, you don't need to be a programmer, but let's say you have an idea. I have an idea of what I can make make artificial intelligence do, put it into a container so it does the one thing, because most people don't know how to prompt, right?
Right.
So see the door opening for that. So at the end of the day, if you made software like Hyros did and so many others, you got Canva and you got all of these other beautiful apps that are being created that uses AI with an API, right? But they design that software to specialize in one thing, making it easier for the consumer.
Right.
So the consumer is saying, yeah, I'll pay $10 a month or I'll pay $20 a month. Some of them are way more than that, especially if it's saving you money. Hyros supposedly brings your ad spend from, let's say, $20 down to $1. I think that in itself is going to be something. Hang on a minute. And so that is the main thing. Now let's talk about jobs. You know, at the end of the day, everything is moving in light speed. You got to be very careful where you go to learn, because if it doesn't adapt immediately, you're lost, right?
Right.
So what else could be AI? Well, let me give you an example of.
You know what's funny is what can't be AI?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, that might be the more appropriate question.
I think a lot of ordering, and I know that's a broad term, but a lot of ordering is going to be replaced with AI. I believe checkouts are going to be replaced with AI, like literally checkout attendants. There'll be attendants, or the smart cart that we talked about will be artificial intelligence built right in. Is going to be, those types of things are going to be replaced. Things that need human interaction, human touch, massage therapists, stuff like that. Well, maybe that could become AI. Who knows?
Right.
But at the end of the day,
right. I mean, like, you know, any trades, you know what I mean? Like, obviously can't be, but anything using a computer probably somehow could be, you know?
but
I got it. Come on.
what if you had no, let's not do that. We don't want to bring it in. But let's say somebody has a brain tumor. You already know that a doctor in California can perform surgery on somebody in New York with a robotic.
Holy cow. You're right.
But now, do you trust the doctor with the human brain, or do you trust a super intelligent AI that really knows? Now, mind you, some people will be like, oh my gosh, that's scary that I'm trusting. But as long as you could trust it, could you see something going that way?
What about malpractice insurance with AI? You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
explain it.
I mean, what I mean is, you know, I mean, all malpractice is human error, right?
There, yes. Now, mind you, there is always that subject to where, let's say, a tumor is removed and the person dies because because of where that tumor was that they didn't know. But I think with AI, and the more it gets more advanced and the more imaging gets more advanced, I think even with the intelligence of AI, they could probably learn more about the brain than the human can at lightning speed. So there's that. So yeah, I think some things, even as technical and hands-on, like a brain surgeon or a heart surgeon, could someday be AI doing that. Just like the movies. Remember the movies way back in the day, robots working on humans opposed to humans working on robots. You really can see the writing on the wall today. You really can see it. You can see it happening.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Another thing, AI. So anything that I know we're going to put it in place, especially with Spartera, and when Jubilant really gets going, there's going to be a lot of integrations of AI in certain tools, even contractor pages. That's one thing that's going to set us apart, I should say, from our competitors out there, because it just does a better job. Not to be confused. Oh, I want to talk to a human. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about other things working that makes the experience that much better, utilizing the artificial intelligence. But here are some of the things that people can do right now. Everyone can have a personal assistant that's AI driven. Make your dentist calls. Literally, you can integrate it with something like Voxer, which we have something with Mininar that we're going to be doing, but where you speak it into your phone and it does it. So imagine you have your morning. I don't know how you schedule your morning, but the very first thing besides my coffee is I look at my day that I planned the day before. So I do this. I plan my week, and then throughout the week, obviously I plan my days, right? Scheduling, all that good stuff.
Right.
With AI, we'll explain what tools we use on another episode, or we'll put them in the links. No commission, by the way, on them. But at the end of the day, we have a situation right now that gets launched this morning, to where if somebody wants to book a call or be counseled or whatever, they fill out a form and they listen to a pre-recorded message. And then from that form, it helps them determine which days are going to be best for them. It's going to notify me. It's going to notify them. And then it's going to notify before the meeting. That's all AI. No humans doing any of that. All of it is done as a system automatically. Automation. So automation is key. So I just replaced Lori with that. Now I take those tasks that she would normally do. Now she does different tasks that is still needed by a human.
Right.
Like I just leveraged her and I leveraged myself. I leveraged time for her and leveraged time for myself.
100%.
Can you see just with that alone, income going up or strategies going up or giving you more time to create, more time to plan?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, no, I mean, it's time management. The more you're working on something profitable, you know what I mean? The more time you have to work on something profitable, because you're not working on the stuff that kind of stuff that's, I wouldn't say not profitable, but you know what I mean? The stuff.
Yeah, the mundane task stuff. And by the way, it even does more. All of my B-roll, all of my images, all of that is going to be done utilizing AI. You could take I think I gave you an example of like a Grub Guy steak, let's say. Now, I don't want to enhance the steak too much because I want it to look exactly like what they're going to get, right?
Right.
I see a lot of people doing things that if that product comes and it looks better online than they receive, you already gave them some doubt. You don't want to do that. You want them to say, hey, this product came exactly the way I saw it. So with that, imagine though that I take a picture of a steak, it enhances it to look exactly like it should, but more importantly, it puts it in a setting to where it looks like it's an absolute professional photo of that steak. So it's more mouthwatering, it's more enticing, it makes people want it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We just replaced a photographer. One of them was me. Now I can have, because my wife is very good at taking pictures. She's not at my level, but now she can be. All I have to do is say, hey, this with her phone, take pictures like this. Don't worry about lighting to some degree. And then put it through this. Here's the prompts that you're going to use, and out comes exactly what we need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you could sift through them and you choose the ones that are best. Okay, here's the other thing. Video, B-roll. I can literally tell my prompting, or through prompting, I can tell my AI, let's just do a hypothetical right now. Let's use food again. We're going to be doing an event, and what I need is a pig on a spit, literally in Manhattan or Times Square, right in the middle, with cars going around us and people coming out of their cars to get to the barbecue. You know what I mean? Something just so exaggerating. And you would swear that that's exactly where you were, exactly where the setting is. People are going to have a hard time telling what's real, what's not.
Right.
So you could go as far as, I think I showed you. Did I show you the dogs?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy was a dog trainer, and he literally made his dog flying like Superman, right? And it looked really good. It looked like a graphic artist made that. So right now you can go on Fiverr, which is not really $5 anymore. That's what made Fiverr, but they got bought out years ago. Now it's just another place where you hire freelancers, right? and there's a lot of them out there. But you don't need that anymore. With AI, you don't need that anymore. Like, if you know how to prompt, you don't even have to pay for this unless you got the pro version. But at the end of the day, if you don't know how to prompt, you can find these services that are so inexpensive, but you can tell it what you want and it's going to kick you out a set of images, videos, or whatever that you can use in B-roll. How fast do you think it's going to help you with your creation by having these tools?
Oh, dude. I mean, it's. I mean, I mean, countless. You know, like you can be doing creation while it's doing creation. You can be doubling down.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I mean,
without a doubt. Here's another thing. What people got to realize. I wrote 2 books. One's called Path of Many. The other one is Momentum Strategies. We updated Momentum just because of, speaking of momentum, of how fast everything's going, right? And everyone needs to know that I literally tell all, like, everything that's working for me and you, we are literally like reporters on what's going on, right? And at the end of the day, I can have my whole book. I train the AI on my voice with tonality and inflections, all of that good stuff. I train it. I only train it once. And guess what? It's going to then do a audio version of that book. I got to listen to it though, for obvious reasons. You got to make sure it got it right. Once in a while, you'll see, like, even if you're making it write something for you, once in a while, you got to change a few things. But at the end of the day, now I would go to the AI and say, hey, in chapter 4, you said this, it should have said this. And it would correct it. And it corrects it. You don't have to go in there, cut it out, paste, all that, because it does it. How much time do you think that's going to save you? Can you imagine every book writer can have an audio version of that book, not going into a sound studio? Get this one. They can use the audio of their phone, and it will enhance it as if it was in a studio. And the book, you could even go as far as this. Hey, I want you to narrate my book, but I want you to use the tonality and the tone of James Earl Jones. Now you got to be careful.
It's exactly the same guy I was thinking of. Which is
now you got to be careful. I don't know if he owns the rights to his voice or sound. I don't know. I don't know how that works. You just, again, folks, buyer beware, user beware. Just look up as to what you're allowed to not do, but you could do that. Okay. Let's see. Here's another one. Video editing. Once it knows your style, it will edit all of your videos in that style with all of the words going. By the way, the ones that are being released today and through the weekend is done with AI integration. The info is 100% me. That's, by the way, I got to throw that disclaimer on. Folks, don't be like some of these people that are using AI to do everything to where it's not even them. I think that's, for one, it's kind of like, it's a lie. Number 2, I think it's a little dangerous. I don't think it's good. Be you.
Right.
Just use AI to enhance you.
It's not authentic.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
You want to keep
People are going to know too, especially if you got a big following. People are going to know. I use AI as advancement. By the way, next week, I'm going to talk about the AIs or the artificial intelligence that I use that is literally replaced and gave me back 26 hours. We literally broke it down. About 26 hours is what it gave back to me. Can you imagine what that's going to do for me moving forward? Plus, we have some projects that are done now that were just daunting. And we're working on something cool here next week that I'm going to announce. But that's another. So voice narration is another huge AI improvement that can enhance you. Software. Now, I touched on it in the before, but once again, folks, there's no code software now too. Again, you got to be good at prompting, but here's the deal. Whatever you can think of, write it down. And if you don't know how to create software, find a company that does, or we can help you with that. That's not a problem. But at the end of the day, just because you don't know software doesn't mean it can't be built for you. All you need to do your research, make sure that people need and want it, see what improvements you have, and then keep it under the, you don't want people stealing it, but make sure you test it that people really want it. Now you go into production and create it. Next week, I'm going to show you where you can actually buy software that other companies have made and they sell them. And if you have a following, or you enhance that software, you could flip it like people do flipping property. You're going to see that that's going to be a huge industry. It technically already is getting there, but that's a huge industry in itself. We have software that eventually we're going to sell that we're not using, that other people could say, you know what? I have a use for that. I know exactly what I want to do. I'm going to change it to this, and then I'm going to bring it to my people. And if they have a 50,000, 10,000 following, that's a lucrative proposition, especially if they need it. So software is another thing. You can utilize AI to, I'll give you an example. Let's use the video editing. If somebody used AI to edit a video, there's a lot of prompting. There's a lot of manipulating that you're going to need to do to make it do it. Whereas if somebody built the software with all that prompting already built into it, like a lot of these video, these people that are using filters,
oh yeah,
and they're making themselves look like a hero or whatever, that's AI. Somebody took and created an app around AI. All that app is doing is prompting, but it makes it easy for the user. So when the user's in there, they're like, hey, I love this because it's easy, because they would find it hard to make it do the thing. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
It's kind of like Word or Excel. Obviously you can compute, but Excel does a faster, better job, and it's not wrong, right? So it's kind of like that. You can do it yourself, or you can use Excel or Sheets or whatever you use. You can use that because it's faster, and but all it is it's just using math, and it makes the thing. Okay, lastly, so what did we talk about so far? You can utilize AI to do mundane tasks, including calling, scheduling, and all that good stuff. If you're a coach, consultant, or whatever, you can use AI, and you can use systems while you're sleeping, while you're away, while you're on a business trip, and it's onboarding people. And if you have a small staff, maybe they're taking those onboards for you. But that's what systems are all about. But utilizing AI to bring it all together and have that human interaction, opposed to, remember, you call press 1 for this, press 2 for that. Then you got to listen to, wouldn't you rather something, even if it's AI, answer the freaking phone?
Yeah.
And let's role play right now. Let's just say this is exactly what AI is doing right now. So remember, old school, you're calling a company. By the way, people are going to laugh. If you called Sparterra right now, it is going to be press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 0 for an operator. That's going to soon be replaced, just so you know.
Right.
That said, but let's role play. You're going to call a company. Normally it is press 1 for English. How dumb is that?
Oh, right.
Or press 2, worse yet, right? Like, otherwise it's going to speak Spanish. Okay, so press for the language, press 1 for customer service, press 2 for tech, press 3 for whatever, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. And you keep going through these prompts and you never get where you want to go.
Right.
Opposed to this, and imagine it's AI. You call Sparterra, Tim speaking, how may I help you? And now you ask your question. AI is intelligent enough? Okay, sure. I need to know a little bit more, and explain something. You explain it back. Okay, great. You're going to need tech support. I'm going to put you through right now.
Right.
Better or better?
Oh, better.
Where are people going to have a problem with that? Now, where it's dangerous is, here's where it's dangerous. When you have somebody, and by the way, I'm not making fun. I'm going to use my way of, I deal with a lot of Indian speaking people, so I'm going to use my analogy. Okay. So imagine if hi, my name is Bob, and it's not Bob because you can tell he's Middle Eastern or somewhere in Asia, right?
Right.
So that, where now that person could be speaking to you physically, but AI is changing the tonality and the sound of their voice to be American, to be Chinese, to be Russian, to be French, to be whatever they want it to be. So now you think you're definitely speaking to an American company and you're not. So that could be dangerous for obvious reasons. You know what it is. Here's another obvious. These people that are on Facebook that are falling for, hey, what street were you born on? That's a phishing game for a reason. Okay. And these people fall for it. They fall for it. Or when were you born? And then it says, they give you like a horoscope based on your birthday. Are you crazy? Like, could they find your birthday somewhere else? Of course, but you're actually giving them too much intel.
Right.
Here's another thing. When people are making some of these things, now they have your voice and your likeness.
That's right.
So imagine grandma gets a phone call from Johnny. Hi, grandma, it's Johnny. I'm in trouble. What's the matter, Johnny? And he explains something. Unless they have safe words that they didn't have in place, she's going to fall for it because it sounds exactly like Johnny. On the other end, it's not him. It's a person speaking in their language. Get that one. It converts it into English, but sounds like Johnny. So that's where the bad is. Okay. Exactly. So now that opens up a floodgate of other companies to where maybe they would have software that recognizes it is AI and it is being converted somehow and it warns you. And that is a thought. Hang on. One moment, brother. Any questions? Did anybody, by the way, anybody say hi? We're going to wrap this up. If you guys don't know what AI is, artificial intelligence, lean into it. Figure out all of the things that you do, especially if you're a creator. Think of all the things that you do that you could outsource to AI. Start there. Okay. Appointment setting, assistant. I need a haircut, need a dental, need whatever you need. I need to reschedule my doctor's appointment where you can speak into it. Hey, do me a favor, reschedule my doctor's appointment. Let's see here. Oh, absolutely, Christopher. Absolutely. It's going to be huge for that. By the way, here's another one. We had AI write some legal docs for us. Once again, it's all about prompting. Okay. It's all about prompting, but we made it, and this attorney says, oh, it looks great, just like it is. Or there was one document that was one little change of recommendation, and that was a matter of opinion. It didn't necessarily need to be changed. I think he said that to show his value. I will tell you this, though. This attorney did not know it was AI generated, nor did I let him know that.
Right.
Okay. I just said, hey, these were made. What do you think? And he says, yeah, it looks good. So don't think for a moment that some of these services online, I'm not saying they are, I'm just going to say law.com. You know the ones, okay, that you can pay for. Don't think for a moment that when you're filling things out, what is that? That's prompting.
Right.
And they write the code to prompt the AI to be laser perfect, if you will, right? But they put the prompting in there for you, and then the magic works within the code. And all of a sudden, we had some really good legal docs, terms of service. So imagine, folks, that right now, let's pretend that you're going to start a company tomorrow. Probably exists. I don't know, but let's just assume this. Imagine if you had a website or an ad that says, hey, do you need terms of service? Are you losing on Google because your website, number one, has got all sorts of bugs or it's not optimized well? We would love to give you a scorecard. All you have to do is put your name and email. Then you're going to give us your website. We're going to give you a score as to what your website is. Then it's going to find all of these things wrong with their website, including terms of service, the sitemap, all of these things for $39.95 or whatever it is, $97. We're going to write you, and let's say it's a video, says, okay, here's what we found wrong. And by the way, you can vet it. You know, we're transparent. Here's what we found wrong with your website. You don't have a terms of service. You need that. Here's why. You don't have a policy, refund policies, all of those good things. Here's why you need it. For those that want to take action right now, we can fix your website in real time for $97, and you will be given all of the things that you need, and it'll be done for you. Or it could be done for you if you want that service as well, or you send it to your whatever hosting, whoever's doing your hosting, right? Do you think people are going to want that?
Oh, yeah.
Just that quick, you can think things up, folks. Find a problem that's out there, figure out a solution to that problem, and then have the way created. What has been big and what's going to be even larger in the next 4 years is apps. Everything is going to be app-based pretty soon. I'm going to say this out loud, okay? Pretty soon, websites are going to go away. And a lot of people are going to say, no, yes. Pretty soon, what's going to happen is the whole www dot, the whole web space 3.0 is going to modify, and it's going to be mainly app-based, including on PCs. Pretty soon, no one's going to have a hard drive. You're going to have the portable hard drives for backups and all that good stuff. But pretty soon, you're going to have a screen that connects, however you're going to connect. But pretty soon, I mean, it's already happening, but pretty soon it's going to be the mainstay. It's kind of like you don't have tubular TVs anymore.
Right.
Everything's like that now, right? And it's getting thinner and thinner. Where is it going to go from that here? I don't know. Pretty soon, it's just probably going to appear in the air, and you're going to see it. I don't know. They can do that with what is it called? The hologram? Yeah, with hologram, they can do that. So right now, all you have to do is think it up. That's called brainstorming. Do a brain dump first, brainstorm, find one area, one thing, then vet it. If it fails, great, move on to the next idea. But you got to go with the one thing that may have variables underneath it, meaning, verticals, meaning for instance, Grub Guys is what? High-end quality steak.
Right.
But it also Grub Rub, which is coming. Other type of seasonings, rubs. I already said that. Rubs, dressings,
merch,
you name it. Barbecue
utensils,
sauce.
right, exactly.
Knives, merch, T-shirts. You want that the verticals also with it, but what you have to do though is first solve the problem and then run solving that problem. Once you get a lot of raging fans, have a prototype. Get a prototype made. You can even do that with software. You can have a prototype software. Casey Neistat did it. It didn't even work. It was a heat map. A heat map is you touch it, it goes somewhere, but that's the easiest thing to make. Even with no code software, you can make a heat map. Okay. So at the end of the day, though, Beam did nothing, sold it for $35 million because somebody saw the power of it and kiboshed it. They saw, ooh, if this becomes, now people really see what's going on.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the video where somebody on a cell phone was recording a newscast? There's two of them. One was recording. So this person on a cell phone was recording the same thing these news people were recording. But in the newscast, somehow they dubbed stuff in it. And this person came forward and say, hey, I'm recording the same thing. And that wasn't in there.
Right.
And it was to establish their narrative. You know what it was? I'm not going to say because I know a lot of people get mad about choosing sides, but it was this event, we'll just leave it at that, that literally had hardly any people at. And they dubbed in this huge audience.
Huh.
And this person was there saying, this is not true. And then another video, actually there's three. Another video said, look at what they're filming on the other side. Now, this is the other side, the other person, if you will. Look at what they're filming, but look at, guys, this is what's really going on. It was literally jam-packed with people, huge event, but they were showing all these fake. And it was really, truly, these people were like told to stand there and make it look like they're at an event. And it made it look like a few people showed up. And you actually see the newscast hurry and try to get away from this guy. Another one is years ago where they made it look like there was all this flooding and a person walks by.
Right.
So,
I remember that.
Okay. You saw that.
Yeah.
You don't know what's real. So a lot of people thought because of the way Beam worked, which by the way, realistically, phones can do that now, but at the way the Beam worked, I think they were afraid of now anybody can be a reporter. Does that make sense? Because why would they kibosh it? We don't know. $35 million though.
Right.
Now they did get a team. I don't know what they're doing with it. From my understanding though, CNN is losing money. So who knows? I don't know. But at the end of the day, there's a, okay. Lastly, I want to wrap this up. AI plus solution equals unlimited.
Right.
AI plus a solution, meaning you incorporate AI into a solution base, including your business. So AI including into your business, AI is part of a product. Get this, folks. You can lean into AI right now with an API for little to nothing or free. Little to nothing or free, and have a product. So what do I mean by that? Imagine today, or way back in the day, that you could build a Ferrari, but all the parts were given to you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you build a Ferrari, have AI 3D print all the parts.
Yeah. And well, you could build, imagine if they said, oh, you want a Ferrari? Here's all the parts for it. You put it together and you sell it with your name on it as a Ferrari. That's the power of today with AI. You can literally create a solution utilizing AI, utilizing the AI, oh my God, the APK, so that it's like app-based, right?
Right.
All you have to do is make sure it works. Then you have a prototype. Then you have the final version. Now you give it to the world, and 99% of everything it does was given to you. And the exit on that could be millions, like Hyros. Hyros, none of that technology. All he did was create an app that prompts things perfectly, but utilizing AI. And he had an app that sold for 100 million. So that's a huge exit, by the way. You're going to find exits are going to be, you're going to see more and more and more exits in the next 5 years. And you're going to find hedge companies buying these things up.
Right.
Or like investment companies, I should say.
Exactly.
So imagine like Spartera owning multiple SaaS systems, which we do even. But at the end of the day, you have all these SaaS systems. That's what it's kind of like. It's kind of like a mutual fund of things. That's what we're talking about. So for us, one of the things that I realized, especially in the last few years, even my brother passing away, I'm like, you know what? Maybe people can relate to this. When I was young, by the way, is Christopher an accountant or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
The reason why I want to say that is now, can you imagine if you go to your accountant and say, here's all the numbers, here's all the things I want you to look at that I could get write-offs on. Here's where I should be doing my 1035 exchange. Oh, by the way, I just sold software. This is what I need. Can you imagine now? Can they really charge $1,000, or we just gave them a hand up? It's like, I don't think they can charge what they used to. I'm just throwing that out there. So if you're an accounting firm, maybe you leverage AI to make your firm that much superior to where now you're eating everybody else's lunch. If there's a CPA firm that's not doing that today, they're going to be, I'm telling you, the next 2 years, this playing field is going to change in an incredible way. And you got to be able to lean into it. If you pretend it's not going to be there or it's going to go away, you're going to fail. All right. So again, utilize AI, both making tools, procedures to make your business faster, better, more powerful. Could you actually make it to where AI is doing most of the work for you? Absolutely, depending on what your product is. It can literally be automated to a degree. Some people overuse that word. You still got to oversee things. But at the end of the day, you could definitely outsource a lot of the workload. All right. Anything you want to add to this?
No, I mean, just the fact that I mean, like we're on the brink of something that's going to change how we do things for forever, and
Without a doubt.
That's exciting. You know what I mean? Like so, like it's it's going to be it's going to be fun to watch how all this plays out and be a part of it. You know.
I know that people are missing, like, for instance, a lot of companies that are still remote. Folks, that's not going away. For those that don't like it, don't do it.
Right.
Here's another product idea for somebody. Create an environment. Imagine the mall, Stockwell Mall, real quick.
Right.
And you made it all about remote. So you have a food court. Somebody's making money on that. If it were me, if you could afford the mall, I don't know what it's sold for. Okay. But you have a food court. So that's a moneymaker. Then you could have services in there, haircuts, nails, you name it. Yes. The rest of it in the center. And then for those that want to pay, you have offices everywhere, like virtual offices, except people are together.
Right.
So that they don't feel like they're at home working from home, but they're not paying a lot of money for office space. Now, some people say, well, that already exists. It's called WeWork. Yes and no. It is, but there's still an expense there that makes that barrier still tough for some.
Right.
I think this could be at a micro level. Trust me on that. And it would work. Put it this way. I believe if you have the right services in there, you could almost say, hey, are you a remote worker? You can come here for free and work, because now they have the bodies in the place that support the businesses around them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So it's called traffic for a reason.
Right.
So that could be a moneymaker. We're leaning this way. You're going to see that we are going to be, unfortunately, in a virtual world. And that's just the way things are. Most everything's going to be delivered. We're in a delivery world. Delivery is not going away. Like, that's still a big niche market right now, is being in the, I don't want to say delivery business. What do I want to, shipping business. Right. And shipping is a big thing, and it's going to stay that way. If you can figure out that last mile better, that's another thing. We did with receiver, just nothing's really happened with it. But at the end of the day, there's that. Okay. Anything else you want to close with?
No, besides it's nice to be back.
Yeah, we're back two times a week, folks, morning. And then we're still trying to find the sweet spot for the pod during the week live, not the one that gets recorded. But there's going to be 2 a week as well. And then, of course, I want to report starting next week on stuff that we're doing, so that folks, hopefully you get excited and inspired to get going. We're giving a lot for free, so lean into it. Alrighty, everyone, have an incredible weekend. D, if you could hold tight for 1 minute. Yep. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you on the next one.
See everyone later.